Hi everyone, today we're going to create this surreal portrait using simple techniques. So if you're new to Photoshop, you can easily do this. Just follow along, and if you have any question, post them down in the comments and I will answer them. So let's start by creating a new document. Let's go to File, New. Let's name the document to Surreal Portrait or something else that you might like, and let's change the width and height of the document. So we're going to choose a document with 2000 pixels per 2000 pixels, and the color mode we're going to choose RGB. After that, let's click OK. Now that we have created the document, let's go ahead and choose the image we're going to use in this project. So I'm going to use this image. You can use any image you want, as long as you follow along, you should be fine. So to start, we're going to work with the pen tool. So you can press P, and let's go ahead and start creating those little shapes. You don't need to be precise here, or you don't need to have the right shape. Okay, this is a good shape this is a good start. So let's make zoom in. Press Z for zoom, and now press A, and now we're gonna start refining this shape. As you can see, both points have two anchors, and we're gonna work with both anchors. So to just work with one, press Alt, and then as you can see, you're moving only one anchor. So this is fine, and this one, let's move this one as well. Okay, let's bring this down and down here as well. This one as well, which is fine here. Let's bring this one up here and up down here. This one as well. Let's rearrange this one. Don't forget to press Alt if you only want to move one side of the anchor point, which this one is fine. Let's bring this one here and arrange this. Don't forget to press Alt. Sorry. Let's go ahead and yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, let's work with this one here as well, which is so far so good. Let's bring this one here. Yeah, now let's work with this one here. Yeah. So as you can see, this is a really good shape. Let's zoom out, press Z for zoom, and this is a really good shape and you can use it. So let's go ahead and press A, press Shift A to select the whole shape, and let's drag it down. For that, press Alt, and then you're copying the shape. Keep doing that, press multiple times until you have the whole face covered in the shapes. And then let's keep doing that. Let's now move on to this part. Press Ctrl T, and let's arrange this to fit here. You can also press Ctrl to bring this down a bit, and like this should be fine. Keep in mind that you can always change this. Once again, press Alt to drag it down and copy. Keep doing that until you have the amount of shapes you want. Let's copy this to the other side as well. Let's press Ctrl T. Let's flip it horizontally. Let's drag it here. Press Enter. Let's press Alt and drag it down again and again. It should be fine. Now, as you can see, you have basically the whole portrait covered in this shape. Now you have to fine-tune it, arrange it better, so this part's on side. For that, press A, Shift A, and let's drag this here. As you can see, don't forget to press Alt when working with just one anchor, just to put it down. This one, let's bring it here as well. This one as well. Let's arrange this a bit, which should be fine. Okay, this one, let's do the same. Let's bring it here. This one, let's bring it here as well. Okay, let's bring this one here. this one as well. Don't forget to control to arrange this to become better. This one here as well. This one, bring it down a bit, bring it up a bit, and you have to do that for all the shapes in order to cover the face correctly. Okay, now we have our vector mask. We created our mask. As you can see here on the layers, here, this is our mask. And if we work on this layer, press A here, and as you can see, all the changes we do will have an effect. So that's why we've decided to create a vector mask instead of just creating the vectors, because we can change anything we want without having to go back and redo it all over again. So as you can see, every time I move these anchors, all the changes that I'm making are taking place, which is good. Now that we have done the front part of the face, it's time to do the back part of it. For that, let's create a new layer. So let's click here, create new layer, and let's paint it with a color similar to your skin. So let's press G, let's press C on this rectangle to summon the color picker, and let's select a color similar to your skin. So this one is fine, and let's paint the layer. Now we have to, with the pen tool, we have to connect all these front ribbons. So how are we going to do this? Let's zoom in a bit, P again, and so with the pen tool you go this way and you create kind of like this. Remember that you can change this later on, so it's not much of a problem. And you do this one and you connect. Now press A, and now let's start, and let's start correcting the shape a bit. This one is fine. Yeah, this one is fine as well. So remember, you want a bit of a small curve, so it's following the form of it. Yeah, this one seems fine. Let's change this one as well. Yeah, this one you want as well a small curve, although you're not going to see it because it's in the back. And this one as well, small curve. Okay, let's change this one a bit here. Okay, now you should repeat this process for all of these layers. Now that we have created both sides of the face, it's time to improve the realistic feel of it. For that, we're gonna paint some shadows on the back side of it. So let's create a new layer then. We're gonna go here, and then here, create new layer, and then we're gonna press G, and we're gonna press this rectangle to summon the color picker, and we're gonna choose the gray. You can put 125, 124, it's fine. Then we're gonna paint that layer. After that, we're gonna change the blending mode to overlay, and we're gonna create a clipping mask. See, this should be the results you have. After that, let's press O and let's choose burn. You should already have that, and we can start painting some shadows. As you can see, I'm gonna approximate a bit more. Press O again. You can change the exposure a bit. See. And you can do that. Keep doing. Here as well. and keep doing. If, for instance, if you overdone in some places like here, you can simply press B, brush, and repaint that layer. You see? And then you can try again. This way you can keep trying and keep doing until you think you have a good result without having to create new layers or do anything like that. So you should do that to all of these parts until you're happy. Now that we have done all the shadows, let's move to the next stage, which is give some thickness to the ribbons. But first we're going to create a new layer, and we're going to rename it for background, BG background, and we're going to paint it with a grayish color. So press G. With the color picker, let's choose a grayish shade, so it can be 81 if you want, and there we go. Now let's create the thickness. Now we're going to go to the front part of the face, which is your front layer, remember, which is in this folder, and we're gonna press Ctrl and select the vector mask, and we're gonna create a new layer, and we're gonna go to Edit, and we're gonna choose Stroke. You can change the color. Let's change this to look a bit to your face, and the width you can choose what it looks good for you. I'm gonna go with 9 pixels, which is fine, and there you go. Then you're gonna press Ctrl D, and let's press zoom to zoom in, and then we're gonna erase all these parts we don't need. But first we're gonna create a mask, or we're gonna add a mask to it, so all these changes we're doing, if we do something wrong, we can go back and redo it again. So let's press E for the rubber, and let's erase all these bottom parts. Make sure you're working on the mask layer, so all these changes you're doing, you can go back and redo them again if you need to. So you should erase all these bottom parts. So we basically finished our image. What I've done next is I decided to add an apple to it. I also decided to add some bit of branches in the tree, so it looks like a tree is growing up inside my head, and I decided to add also my face again to it, a bit of a ghostly appearance, and I did some color corrections as well, so to have all this look. The color corrections are mainly playing up with vibrance, added the gradient so it looks like has some vignetting, and that. I hope you guys liked it. If you do like it, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. Also, if you have any question, please let me know and I will answer to them and try to explain some steps I forgot to mention during the tutorial. Once again, hope you guys enjoyed it.